Okay.
I don't like. Oh, and now I say, Corona nangasa no. Ebe ku baby at 0.5. Na Jimmy, any a year be cool to say 99.5. And no, Kwadwo Sheldon, Jimmy. So he's apologizing because they mentioned his name. The ministry briefing today, they mentioned his name.
Hold on. Why would they take him on? Because what I heard is
yes, but
what I heard is that the water is free and it's going to start from when? April, May. Is it April, May, June? April, May, June. Okay, yes. April, May, June. So if Kwadwo Sheldon does a video and he's just using the water, here would he use?
He's not using the water. He's misusing the water. That is the point.
He's not encouraging people. He's not encouraging people to use water wisely. And this is the time he has to use comedy to encourage people to use water wisely.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to do contrary to that.
Yes.
But what they're saying, I know what to lash at.
But listen. As a comedian or even as somebody who does these kind of things, I understand him because he would usually act out what's on the minds of people. Do you understand? And comedy is supposed to be relatable. Otherwise, it's not funny. And I'm telling you for a fact that Kwadwo Sheldon did what was on the minds of many Ghanaians.
No, but Eben, this is where you use the opposite effect. All right, you know what is on the mind of the people. You're a comedian, so you play it against what they're expecting from you. You play it because not all people will be able to video themselves fooling. Jimmy. Into the train, Jimmy. Now I confirm and say, okay, we're never going into the train, but Jimmy and Muno, over Timmy, there are 2 amounts for 4. So, Charlie, send your rule and sow, send your driver, send a president, the kind of the driver say, it's sort of. But what continue with the ask a way poo, and I can say, and I will now you win, and I would know Casapeco, so no wine, and I would share you to me. No, let's face it.
Wait. But you see, what I'm trying to say is that it's not something that he's going to do every day. He's just trying to.
I know.
He's just trying to play out, or let me say, dramatize the thoughts of Ghanaians that okay, now that water has been made free, this is how we are now going to take our bath more.
Mandem. I know you are trying to play devil's advocate. Look, you see the Ghana Standard Authority or FDA. You see what they did to the musicians, the celebrities.
Yeah.
And then you see, it's just an act, but the effect lasts longer. And to even think that we have people in this country who lack water. Look, it's in our minds. You can say that it's in our minds that we are going to waste water, but not everyone is insensitive. We'll have 1 or 2 people who will fool around and they'll waste the water. Not everyone will do that. Just a few people, about 1 out of 10. That makes it very few. But when you have someone who is trying to build a public figure status, misbehave at that level, it's very serious. So he needs to be called to order. And no be now. Papa coronavirus. You didn't tell anyone. And you see, is this impunity which builds up gradually, and people think they're untouchable, so they can do anything and get away with it. You see, your father had it. You went to the hospital. You didn't disclose his travel history. And what happened? It put everyone at risk. And worst of all, you were trying to even smuggle your dad out from the mortuary because he's a chief or your chief. Into no person man or befitting burial. Into no person and there's this impunity we encourage people to do. Yes, he's a comedian. We understand. He needs to do something for his act. But when it comes to national issues that relates to key national resources, which is very limited.
But wait, we know how we got there. The reason why the government decided to make water free for like the 3 months period is because we are expecting that there will be an increased use in water. And now, that's the expectation. Why no?
No, wait. What you say? Wait. Take it again. Take it back.
I'm saying that the reason why the government decided that it's going to make water free for like that 3 months period is because right now where we are educating people to wash their hands regularly. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we expect that the usage of water itself is going to increase.
Exactly. That is one.
Now, and then I also heard this man Kekubako saying that now water has become like
an essential tool for combating this
for the coronavirus. Do you understand? So it has become like a commodity for everybody to use. It's more like if you don't have water, then you are probably going to be a problem to society. Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why we are making it free is so that everybody can have access to it and be able to follow the government's their own direction.
That is
so
one.
We are already anticipating increase in water usage.
Yes.
So we shouldn't be surprised that maybe the average gallons of water used previously, like last month in April, has gone up, say 20% more in this.
Oh no, that is not a surprise. You know, that is not the point. One, we expect, that is part of the expectation. The other thing too is, will people be able to meet the charge? You know, so ideally, it's not even about the expected increment in the usage, but it's the expected hike in bills, taking into consideration that people are not even working.
Exactly.
So it's the two. So now, if you have the two and you're a comedian of high social standing, comedian of high social standing, you should have used your platform to educate people that this is not the way to go. Knowing that Ghanaians have that in mind to waste it, your platform should have been used to educate all of us. That I know, you tell us, Ghana for the but
you have a point there. But
the guy didn't do that. I know the other side. I know he's always looking for content, and he knows that in Kwasiade na Tom. Yes.
And that's why I'm saying that Kwasiade that was on the minds of people, that he just acted out. So he's like an actor.
Yes.
You see, as an actor, if you are playing the role of a wizard, you don't say, well, I'm a wizard, all right, but let me make everybody think that although wizards are bad people. You see, I know this is on your mind, but let's play it differently.
But you see, I get it. I wouldn't have had any problem if at the end of it,
then he would have said, okay,
the footwork for the chiefs.
Maybe you will say, stop this, use water wisely or something.
Yes. Maybe. But when you say a deliberate
yeah. But do you know he posted the video and deleted it in like 3 minutes? I'm sure
in 3 minutes.
He posted it in 3 minutes, then he deleted it. I'm sure somebody told him, say, Masa, I didn't know why you did. And people, because within 3 minutes, no matter, a man for download, save it, now they are there. So you can't really run away from it. But honestly, like him now got himself into the trouble. I get your point, but I'm also trying to say that look, whilst we are all going to
come on for that. You are not why you are talking like that, because you are also a show-based person. Come on,
exactly. We need content. we need those things, because without these things, business. So when there's always when there's controversy and there is misunderstanding, then business dies.
Yeah.
Business once everything is normal. You said?
For me, I do like Kwadwo Sheldon's his act. I do enjoy it a lot. But this time around, I think this time he's going to take the heat for it. I even like what he did, but then all the same, we can still speak to the other sides where we think it communicates the wrong notion to people. Yeah,
it's
people
true. Like, okay, so for me, I believe that it's like what that skit that he did is two-edged. It's like on one side, it's basic, it's comedy, because that is what was on the minds of many Ghanaians, that now that water is free, I'm just going to open my tap, do whatever I want, because I'm not going to pay for the bills. You understand? So Kwadwo Sheldon basically acted out what people were thinking. But the other side, like you are saying, is that he is a celebrity. Like, people look up to him and all that. So people will now get that idea that, if it is fine with Kwadwo Sheldon or somebody like him, then actually there's nothing wrong with me also just opening my tap and not caring about using the water judiciously. Yes, I get that. But I'm saying that why should we call him out on only one side to say that what he did is not right? Like, we have to also
because he didn't put the entire act together. You know, why would they call him out and address one part, address both sides of it, when the video he put out was addressing one part, wastage of water, but the act had communicated two sides. That I could be no Jimmy. Because
maybe let me give you an example. During the time now, road safety campaigns now sometimes actors go to the beer bars and then they drink alcohol. Like, okay, whether it's alcohol that they take, but they are depicting that you can drink alcohol and get drunk. But at the end of the day, they still tell people that don't drink and drive. Do you understand? Yeah. So basically what they do is that they just acted out what the normal average person does on a normal day. But at the end of the day, the lesson there was, even though you do your own thing, drinking, getting drunk, and driving is not right.
Yeah.
So if, let's say, would we forgive Kwadwo Sheldon if, let's say, at the end of the video, he has said that water is free, but still use it judiciously?
Yeah. Obviously, he would have been forgiven. He would have, because they will pick it up as he's demonstrating people's notion of how to use the water, and then secondly, he's advising that this is not the way to go. Yeah, but what say? I don't know the friend he will deem me avoidable castigation.
Okay.
Yeah. What Jimmy, right? What you've done what you wanted to do. You've created your content, but at the end of it, use water wisely.
No, they are sure.
They are sure on them. Then, so if they want to even call you out, it's just like, if you remember, there is this use of punctuation. Somebody said, may God kill the queens. May God kill the queen.
And
your friend, no.
I saw
or tricky. Are they
may God kill the queen's enemies.
Yes.
And I do stop.
Or the full stop. Two no really. Whoa. It's in a way, he gave himself opportunity to save his life.
But he did
another night.
So this one outside with Sheldon. He will take later on to improve. He make amends. This one,
if I were,
no, he could make amends. All right, he could make amends. But anyway, he has been. Just imagine, it could have been worse.
Yes.
He's just lucky that they called him out at that meeting, at that conference. It could have been worse. And Kayewo be causing financial loss to the state.
Maybe. But wait, hold on. That said, it's a commodity. and government is providing it.
Yes.
What business is it of government how I use my electricity and water?
Oh,
because let's assume
it is.
Let's assume how
it is. It
how?
is government
How?
business.
How?
It is.
How?
It is.
How?
Because
let me
using it. That is why we have abuse of power.
Abuse of what power?
That is why we have abuse of power. We give you power. That is why even police brutalities, they even deal with them. The fact that you are giving guns a uniform to go and enforce the law does not give you the right to go and abuse people.
No,
and so,
no.
Right now,
the example you are giving does not match.
We have abuse of it.
It's not. This is not. There's no power here.
Eben.
Yeah,
when it comes to tariffs, look at water and look at electricity. It's in thresholds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you X amount, you pay this, and when you continue to go past certain levels, realize that you start to pay more.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are put in place to prevent people from actually misusing these resources that provided them. Fine, you are paying for it, but then it's scarce. For me, I know, for example, in the power industry, for example, we have something called power factor correction. It's something that you are mandated to do. If you don't do it and you create, like, let's say, a virtual demand of power on the grid, huge amounts of power on the grid, you pay huge penalties on it. One, because you put pressure on the grid. And then two, the power that is supposed to have been coming to you could have gone to someone else who really needed it.
Okay.
So they put these measures in place to make sure that at least everyone is served well and things are utilized. Efficiency is the way to go. We don't want to be wasteful. But in our Ghanaian society, we have it all wrong. Just look at the Germans. I really like their culture, the way they like to go about life. They are very efficient. They always look and think about their other neighbors. They look at everybody having enough to be okay. And that is the way to go. So the fact that you pay with it, with your money, does not mean that it should be abused. No.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me read Molo's comment because he can't say so. Molo is saying that it's government business because he posted that video after the speech. Others go through hard time to get water, and simply because it's water free now, you post a video wasting water in the name of comedy. Okay, so Molo has made his point. It's like what you guys are all saying, but let's assume that I'm selling something. Okay, I would prefer the consumer who is most likely to buy more and pay more than the consumer who wouldn't be able to do that. That is on the side of simple economics. Okay.
But that is why
now government wants to make money by supplying water to the people, and they bill you for that. They bill you for every usage of water you do. You know, like every time you use the water, you are billed for it. It's not like it's given to you for free. Do you understand me?
But
so if I choose to open my tap and leave it running from January 1st to January 31st, and the bill comes and I'll be able to pay, I don't know what business it is for government. Like if I'm using the water.
Eben.
No, Eben.
It is your money.
Totally not right. Even with water. Wait, let me just come in. With water, when you consume water, do you know that there is consumption for domestic and there is consumption for industrial? If they start to realize that you are consuming above a certain amount, it connotes that either you are using the money for commercial and domestic.
Water for
Yes.
It should be told to actually move from being billed from the domestic to the commercial. So these things are put in place. It's put in place to make sure that people are utilizing the resource, because the truth about it is scarcity is an issue we are talking about, even in our part of the world. And even in places where it's abundant, they still enforce that because resources are scarce.
Yeah. Resources are scarce, yes. But one thing is that it has to be used. It needs to be used.
You still want to stick on that side? No.
It needs to be used. Okay, no. So the fact that resources are scarce doesn't also imply that we should just go about our daily lives and be saying that, oh, okay, don't you know water is scarce? Don't bath today. Don't bath today because water is scarce.
No. Eben. You see, you go the extreme. You go to the extremes at both sides. You go to the extremes of using.
There's no middle. There's no middle. There is no middle point. There's no middle point. There's no middle point here. There's no middle point here. There's no middle point here.
The point remains one. It is whether you are paying for it or not. It is a service being provided by the government.
Mm-hmm.
One. It is
and
not
so what? And so if it is a service provided by the government,
there is no and so here. It is government provided. That is why. You see, when you look at the bills, over here, when they said, oh, we are going to have, in Togo, they said we are going to have free electricity for 3 months and water for 3 months. You see, when Derek was talking, he mentioned about the threshold.
Mm.
The component government was talking about was we have what we call tranche social. That is the social bill, the social component of the consumption.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is the
can you
component.
say that's the subsidy? Is it a subsidy you're talking about?
Yeah, that is the component government is going to pay. That is the component government.
Hold on. So hold on. Wait. I'm not. Just a question so that you continue.
Yeah.
So, you are saying that government is going to pay a certain component of their water bill. Yes. Meaning that if an individual should exceed that particular component, the person is going to pay the rest.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. It is not for free.
Really?
Look, I'm telling you, they'll bring it out. If you think you are going to pay for, perhaps maybe the only part government is going to absorb is maybe what you pay for fire service. The component for fire service. But your tranche here, like when the government announced it, like everybody in my neighborhood will be happy, you know. But it is the social tranche. And if you are foolish enough to go and
go
use
beyond that, but that wasn't what Akufo-Addo said. That wasn't what
he said. You better catch us. Say it is free. Government has what it is offering.
So I'm coming. If government. Free is free. Exactly. Thank you, Molo. Free is free. Because if government wait, hold on. No. If government has come to the public to say that I will make sure that the citizens don't pay water bill for 3 months, for the next 3 months. And then in April or June or May somewhere, somebody brings water bill that you are owing now. What would you say? You say that it's a scam.
No, it's not a scam, even. That is what I'm telling you, that there is a component in there. The government will absorb that one. So if you foolishly go and that is where when you go, they will explain to you that this is what government meant. You see, it's all about the clarity. It's all about the clarity. It's about time we ask them, when you say free, what do you mean? Because like Derek was saying, look, also electricity, this one, government cannot absorb the bill for somebody in a 10-bedroom house in East Legon.
Sir.
Oh, Master, what about them? Obi, there you know.
So, Mibao, right now, you are spoiled the conversation, like right now, because me, you know, I thought that free is free. If you use if you use 1,000 cities worth of water in a certain among the country.
I think free has always been the problem with everybody in the world. Our understanding of free, even though we think air is abundant, it's not entirely free because there's something that produces it, right? Mm-hmm. And right now, the water is affordable or it's free as you think it is because government has decided to subsidize this commodity.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, it's huge. It's massively subsidized. I'm telling you,
it's true.
I I do a little, you know, I do the solar installation thing. If you look at the cost per kilowatt in running or generating your own power from renewables, you know that the power that gets to your house is so cheap. I'm telling you, ECG is really
wow.
I'm honest.
But Derek,
it's really cheap. But it's cheap because the government have subsidized. It's cheap because it's produced in a certain manner that makes it cheap. But don't be eluded and think it's free, so it can be abused. Because when you don't have it anymore, and you actually have to pay
to get
hard
it
cash.
yourself.
Like, for example, let me give you a very good example. If you have a borehole in your house and you're supposed to treat the water with membranes, with arrows, with the chemicals, there you notice and appreciate that thing that comes through your tap.
Yes, and obviously the reason is you are producing it at a smaller scale for your own self. So whatever cost that goes in doing that is going to be incurred by just a small, a small group of people. So it's going to look as if it's expensive. But look at water, producing water for the entire country. Okay, let me say not the entire country, but the majority of the people.
The more reason why you should use it wisely. The more reason why you should use it wisely.
The more reason.
If you think you have too much money to waste resources, or
so
find some hobby that will take your money. Don't do it on.
Wait. Hold on. So if I have money so that I can drill my own boreholes as many as I want, get my own water and treat it as much as I want, they are saying that I should still be concerned about using the water wisely.
Yes, you should.
Because in this case, the resource ceases to be water. The resource becomes the money.
Amen.
If I have the money, I can get my water. So I have enough money as I want.
Let me just give you some statistics. Interestingly enough, just today, I did an Excel sheet and then I was running some should I say they are simulations? Because I'm just trying to see, it's more or less simulations for an optimization to find an optimal cost for a setup.
Okay.
So if I assume that you need, let's say at the end of the month in your house, you consume, let's say, power of even just about 100 kilowatt hour. 100 kilowatt hour. If you needed to build a solar system that sustains itself, like a very, very good system for your house, do you know how much it will cost you?
How much?
Tell me.
It's going to cost you like almost 40K.
Really?
Wow.
TDs, yes. So just spread that
100 kilowatts.
For 100 kilowatt system to set up. I'm not kidding. So just imagine paying ECG 100K. That would be like almost more than even 20 years. It's not a joke. That is why for me, I'm not.
Wait. Okay,
I'm not
so
really
one thing that
I know you want to be on the other side and then just stretch the matter so that myself and Louis are there. And we have a conversation.
No. But one thing I also heard about the solar system.
Your side is not.
One thing I heard about it is that, like, you can installation and all that is expensive, but once the installation is done, it becomes cheaper and cheaper. How true is that?
No, it doesn't become cheaper in the sense that, for example, if you're going to set a very good system up so that your batteries can last long, because the heart of the system is the battery, the storage. So at best, we put it at something called 50% depth of discharge, or at least the 70% is excellent. And that can take you at least a decade, 10 years.
Okay.
Wow.
For you to do a change. With the solar systems, at least you have almost like 25 years warranty on that. At least it can
last for that long.
Most companies may give you a warranty of 25 years. It can last that long.
Wow.
Then you have the inverter system, which also has components in there. It has a lot of what we call electrolytic capacitors and certain things that degrade very fast. They break down very fast. So if you should use it also very well, probably 5 years to 10 years, they could work very well and you will not have a problem. So in all, from time to time, you have to be doing some maintenance, and that would also be incurring some cost to it. But I'll always advise that when you need to go for renewable, it's for the fact that you want power reliability.
Yeah.
At least you always want power in the house for some reason. And when you need power reliability, you should look at the amount you really want. If it's not a very huge amount, then that can really cut it down and reduce it. For example, some people just need it for emergency lighting. You just want to illuminate the place. And
well, let me ask you something. Let's say, because the whole idea of the way, like you said, the heart of the solar system is light, is the battery. So it stores the energy that is generated so that it can be used for future purposes. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay. So for how long do you lose it? For how long do you? Because the reason why I'm coming for all this is that I'm trying to say, if you can have the money to generate, say, oh wait, hold on. Let me make my point. For if you can have the money to generate your own electricity, and to the point where you will need it, okay, so that you go in there and go and take it. Okay. I hope you've gotten my point up to this side.
Yeah.
So you have your own money, you can generate your own electricity and put it there for some time. Then when the time comes, you can go in there and then go and get it. Okay. Now, if you are able to do that, when the time comes for its usage, must you be concerned about using it so that it doesn't get finished?
Yes.
Why? Because you can.
You should be concerned.
Why? Like once you have.
Look at something. You know, being efficient is very, very important to longevity, to like surviving. Basically, it's just so important because sometimes we don't know what is going to hit us at a certain time. Sometimes we can have something so abundant in a time, but we don't know when scarcity is going to hit. And that's a very, very critical time. So if you are fine with something, you should just stick to that amount of consumption. You shouldn't be increasing it for whatever reason.
I just wish that you guys will understand. You guys will understand the point that I'm coming from. That you see, the reason why people in their various homes are using water judiciously is because they don't want their bills to go high.
Yes, one.
That's one. And what other reason again?
Because it's also environmentally friendly. Look, in treating water, you need certain chemicals, right? Certain industries have to produce these things. Water industry will just be one of the industries that make
but you see,
demand for those chemicals.
You see, the consumer is not concerned about these things you are saying.
Sure, they are not concerned.
As a consumer, when my mom tells me to close the tap after using it, or to turn off the light when there's nobody in the room, or to turn off the TV when there's nobody watching, is because we don't want our bills to go high. But let's assume that we have a fixed rate of electricity bill that no matter how much, it's like unlimited usage. No matter how much you use it, at the end of the month you are going to pay a fixed amount. Do you think that we'll be having these conservation ideas in our minds, how to conserve electricity and water?
No, we should. Look, I'm saying, look at. I'll refer you to a time when we had issues with the Volta Lake. You remember those days? They never really envisaged that there would be a time when we have issues and shortfalls in water when it came to the hydro system. But it happened, and it was a crisis. It was a big issue for a nation to deal with. That's the whole problem. You can start it right now. You can think it's so abundant, but I'm telling you, we can always get to that point where it becomes a scarce resource. We can always. Trust me, it's the ocean.
What else we say? The solar energy. Okay, solar energy is renewable. Are we going to ever get to the point? We don't know what is going to happen.
Sometimes, I think it was F. Kennedy, who said this, that we'll go to the moon not because it's easy, but because it's difficult. And sometimes you just have to find, for example, right now we are all compelled to use the internet now. We are all compelled to use these platforms of communicating. Mm-hmm. Those days, they were not feasible. They were not economically viable. Mm. People would not have money to buy data. People didn't have the gadgets, the laptops, the cell phones and everything to buy it. Mm. But then we had to find an alternative to survival, to doing work, to communicating, to getting in touch with each other. It's the same with this sort of energy. Even though it's not easy producing power from them, we have to actually learn to produce from them, because whatever be the case, we are exhausting these hydrocarbons, and a time is going to come where it's likely we are not going to have them. And when they don't exist, life still has to go on.
Mm. And so we'll probably find an alternative. We probably wouldn't need something called.
It's not probably. We have to buy enough time. Mm. This is the thing. That's why I talk about longevity.
Okay.
Buy ourselves enough time to discover those and to maximize them. But until then, we are utilizing this at a certain rate that will give us the time to be able to optimize those alternatives. Okay. Otherwise, we are going nowhere. We would even get to a point where, just imagine, we solve this whole corona thing, everything is all right. Maybe life goes on 2050 something. They tell us there's no hydrocarbons. How are you going to move from point A to point B? There should be a way of doing it. Probably we've not established all the best ways of doing it now. Maybe we have alternatives, but we are still working our way out to make them as efficient as possible. Just imagine those times we couldn't do this video call because we didn't have that kind of data rate. Mm-hmm. Those days it will break because we required huge data bundles. We required a wider bandwidth to be able to have this kind of conversation. And even to have multiple people on such a platform, it was impossible.
Yeah.
It was because we bought ourselves enough time to be able to get here. And now it's paying. We are reaping the dividend. Mm. So anytime we have resources, we should never ever think of abusing it. So we should always think of ways of maximizing.
Can we abuse? Let me see. Can we abuse coal now?
You just want to play the devil's advocate.
No. I bought the argument, but I'm just asking now. I'm just asking. Can we abuse? Because Louis, whilst you were away, Derek made a point that has convinced me now. Like that. Okay, conservation is necessary because we want to increase the longevity of the resources that we have. You understand? Yeah. And then we're also buying ourselves time to so that in case, even if we have it in abundance, and in case it becomes like a scarce resource, we'll be able to have found an alternative that we'll use to sustain ourselves and make life still easy to live. Yeah. So, but right now, we know that we've been able to find an alternative for coal, because coal and coal was used to like power trains and whatnot. Right now we have electric powered trains, right? So we don't need coal that much, but we still have places that are mining it. So like what I'm asking is that can we now abuse it? Like do we have, because we have the alternatives and we have maximized them. Like
Amen. Let me just show you in that. Even though we are not using coal, the electricity we are producing are still the electricity we are using to run all these systems are still produced from hydrocarbons. We have decreased the carbon footprint. We've decreased the amount to a certain extent. But now because of the volume, the demand in power, we are still catching up. It's like we are going, we drop and then we try to still go up.
So and never
increasing.
Yeah. So it's like we keep going and we are never reaching. We never reach.
And even global population is placing more demand for these things.
So does that mean that let's say we get to the point where now electricity is no more sustaining us, so we have to now complement it with the previous resources that we are now trying to let go.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Anyway, I'm done. Like I'm done. because the thing is, although like I'm convinced, but I still want to see if there's any possible way that we can find a way to say, okay, well, even though there is this, but we have to also consider using it because we want to use the thing to its maximum.
Although abuse is not.
Okay, but wait. Abuse crime. How do we measure it? At what point do we say this is abuse?
Kwadwo Sheldon example.
Kwadwo Sheldon is an example of
abuse. Abuse.
Sheldon is my guy.
I'm going to save this recording and allow